The opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of either Spectrum Generations or Time Warner Cable. Mature Lifestyle is made possible by Knowlton Hewins Roberts Funeral Homes and Cremation Service. Our homes are warm and welcoming, and we take care of you and your family like we would our own. Call us anytime. We are here for you.
Hello, welcome to Mature Lifestyles with Spectrum Generation. I'm Elizabeth Barron. I'm the president and CPO of United Way of Mid-Maine, and I'm honored to be sitting in today for Libby Mitchell, and especially excited because this is a special holiday edition, and we have for you someone really wonderful, Anna Brown from Longfellow Greenhouses, and she's going to be demonstrating something for us that I think is going to be loads of fun. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. I'm glad to be here and share with you in this time of holiday celebration. Today we're going to be doing a holiday candle arrangement, and I'll show you some of the techniques that can be used in this arrangement itself and can be transferred to other styles as well. Wonderful. It's not hard.
Good, because I'm not that crafty, so I'm looking forward to having something that looks this beautiful that I've done myself.
Well, thank you. I would just like to point out the finished arrangement quickly to make a few points here, and then we'll get to work actually making one. This one is just about right to set on a table, perhaps a round table. If you have an oval table or a rectangular table, you can bring out the length of it on the sides by simply using longer branches. So if you can visualize that possibility, you can also make it taller by using taller branches if you choose not to use a candle. One thing I'd like to point out about candles is that they have fire on them. So a lot of people,
scary when you
right?
think
It
of...
is. This is flammable material here. So we want to encourage people either to just enjoy the candle as it is, or to keep an eye on it when they're burning it. So with that being said, this has some balance in the size. We will be talking a little bit about scale and so forth, the putting together of it. But you see we have a bow here. That's also optional. And there's a cone with berries here that kind of balances it visually. So we're trying to keep in mind balance. And also the glitter is dispersed throughout, the white is dispersed throughout, the yellow of the branches is dispersed throughout. So we're trying to get an even look as we go.
Beautiful.
Doesn't have to be perfect by any means, but just
good.
keeping those principles in mind. Another thing is the type of container
All
that
right.
is
How do
used.
you choose a type of container that you want to use for
Yes,
decorations?
anything goes. You can do anything as long as it will hold water, and I will talk more about that. You can even use something as simple as a pot saucer, and that will just hold the water. You won't really see this, you'll just see the branches.
Okay, all right.
So if you have that around your home, that's an easy thing to use, and I will set these aside as we go so we have
Okay.
working room. Perhaps you just have a simple mug in your kitchen. Easy.
Perfect.
Probably would not put a candle in this. You'd probably make an arrangement about like this, but it can be used. Same thing with a cereal bowl. Very simple.
That could be very simple to find.
Yes, easy to do. So we also have here a more holiday type of mug, which you could use.
Perfect.
Maybe you have those or would like to purchase one. A bright textured container that gives a little more height. Again, nice for a candle in the center. Or perhaps another type of container that is specifically for the holidays, or maybe a basket. The important thing about a basket is it needs a liner.
I see that plastic in there. You told me it had to hold water.
Definitely. So that's not a difficult thing to do, to find something somewhere that you can put your arrangement in. Now, how do we keep the arrangement fresh through the holidays? That's a common question and one that's very important. One of the things we do is to use something called Oasis. It's already nicely marked here, so you can cut it into thirds if you want, or whatever size, or another half line there. This is dry right now, but we soak it very carefully and for quite a long time to make sure all the pores in that are filled with water. And then when we insert the stems, they soak up the water and continue to soak it.
So how long will that keep your greens fresh?
For weeks.
For weeks.
For weeks. If you decide to put flowers, fresh flowers in your arrangement, they may not last as long, but some things like carnations and chrysanthemums do last a long time.
All right.
We're not doing that today, but it's one of the options that you can add if you wish. And
Perfect.
otherwise, the arrangement itself will go probably well past the holidays.
Wow. So-
Now, a common question that comes up is, how do you care for them?
yes, that's a
Yes.
good idea.
Simple,
We
again.
should find out about that.
Keeping them away from heat, the arrangements away from heat, a heat source helps them last longer. And also, if you can water them perhaps once a day, it keeps that oasis full of water.
Okay. And obviously, you just need to make sure that you're getting it into the container and
Right.
not on the counter.
Taking it to the sink is probably the best way to do
Okay.
it. But also, if you set a saucer under it, it can help collect water or protect your furniture.
Oh, excellent.
So I have just the beginnings of an arrangement here to do one like we have for the finished arrangement. And I have a simple dish that is designed for the purpose of setting 1/3 of a block of Oasis right into it. And I have pre-soaked the Oasis, so that's all ready to go. Anything I put in there, fresh cut, and I'll show you that, will immediately begin to take up moisture and help to keep that piece of plant material fresh.
Okay. So you have all sorts of greens here.
I do, and we're going to
How
put
did
those
you-
in. I like to put the candle first
candle
because that
goes
gives me
first.
a focal point
Uh-huh.
so that I know where those are going to go in relation.
So that gets you into the center of the...
It does. It goes right in the center, and to keep it from moving around and wobbling, I like to cut off 2 sides of the bottom of that candle. And it gives me more of a blunt shape that will go right in there, kind of line it up, make sure it's in the center. Press it down in just a little ways for now. When the arrangement is finished, I'll straighten it and make sure it's okay. But this will give me more room, wiggle room if you will, to straighten it out later on.
That just makes a lot of sense.
Yes. And as you pointed out, we have lots of different types of greens here. One of the things that is available to you, I'll get this part said to start with, is that there are other greens you can use that are available during the month of December. At this time of taping, they're not available to us, but most people are familiar with boxwood, which is a green, small leafed green that looks beautiful in a mixed arrangement or by itself, or something like seeded eucalyptus, which has little berries in it and sort of a grayish tone to the leaf.
So you can find all sorts of amazing specialty greens right before the holidays.
That's right. And today we're going to be working with what's available to
And
us
it looks
today.
like what fell on the ground after the snowstorm.
Indeed, yes. We did have quite a snowstorm, and everyone's becoming more aware of the trees and snow and holiday looks. I'm going to try to establish the outline of this arrangement first. And by doing that, by cutting these pieces that I think will work, I'm just going to set them right in there. I made a sharp cut, preferably at an angle, at a length that I think will help. And if there are needles in the way, this is balsam fir, by the way, one of the most common greens for the holiday and so fragrant. I don't know if you can
Smells
smell that yet.
wonderful.
Isn't that nice?
Trust me, it's beautiful.
Yes, that's really a smell of the holidays. So I'm kind of,
So as you start to angle those in, and you want to make sure that the different pieces are sharp, and you go into the Oasis and go surrounding around it. It looks like you have another piece that's already kind of halfway done there.
yes, I do, and I will show you what it looks like once you've got done a little further. So I have my basic outline, and I'll set this aside now because I've showed you what you do to start with.
And that's important to get that basic shape in your head before you start doing it, or can you kind of fudge it as you keep
You
going?
could do it that way. I find it easier to set out the lines of it first because pretty soon I'm getting all off balance or lopsided with
Have
it.
you?
In fact, this one's a little bit lopsided, but what I will do is continue to add greens until I get it more of a round shape. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. It's just that our eye knows what pleases it.
Yes.
And sometimes we don't know what is quite wrong, but there are certain principles that if we follow them, it helps us to get the results that we want. Now, I'm going to get this large branch out of the way shortly, but I did want to show you how to get up around the candle, because the candle is short. You want the green shorter there, obviously. So you saw that the ones that I put around the sides were longer. Now the ones towards the candle are just small, and I set the stem in at a little bit of an angle just to keep it low. And I will continue to add there until I feel like I have good coverage. We don't want this oasis to show at the end.
Okay.
But we also don't want it so full that we can't add our decorations at the end.
Because we've got all these beautiful touches that make
That's
it
right.
so intriguing to look at.
That's right. Especially if we're working with cut flowers, which are so available today, either through florists or through your local grocery store. You want to be able to incorporate them.
So you would be taking all of these different pieces that you have brought along. You have pine cones and some dried twigs and berries, some holiday ornaments, and you've just managed to take all of these different things that you probably have found laying around the house or have gone on a special shopping spree, perhaps, and brought it all together for this amazing piece of artwork.
Yes, lots of different things can go in here, and those are available perhaps in a drawer that you have at home, or you can come to Longfellow's greenhouses in Manchester and come check them out, or lots of other places have things that you can incorporate in your arrangements. One of the nicest places to go is in your own backyard.
Perfect. Anna, this is amazing. Thank you so much for showing us how to do this beautiful piece of artwork to decorate our homes for the holidays from some very simple things that are laying around. I'm going to have to come over to Longfellow's greenhouses and check you out. And you're going to have to come back after this break so that you can see what we have for a craft for the next segment. Thank you.
Life should be celebrated. It's a special day when family and friends gather together to celebrate the life of a loved one. A celebration of life helps us honor our loved one and keep our memories alive. Whether you're planning a traditional funeral, a creative celebration of life, or a blend of both, at Knowlton Hewins Roberts, we are truly committed to meet the personal and unique needs of you and your family. Knowlton Hewins Roberts. Visit us online or visit our 2 locations in Augusta and Winthrop.
Are you sick of being kicked out of your bedroom because you snore? Fed up with having to sleep on the couch every night? Then you need Pure Sleep, the #1 selling snoring solution in the world.
The first night he stopped snoring. The second night it worked, and the third night, and the fourth night, and I was about in tears because it worked.
Invented by a dentist who snored, Pure Sleep is FDA cleared and proven safe and effective.
Pure Sleep started working the very first night.
It's small, it's comfortable. You don't even know you have it in.
Pure Sleep is guaranteed to stop your snoring right away. To prove it, we'll let you try it for 30 days before you buy it. All you do is cover the shipping and handling. Plus, for a limited time, we'll give you a second Pure Sleep with travel case at no additional cost.
If we don't have the Pure Sleep, he's on the couch.
To try Pure Sleep and get a second Pure Sleep free, visit 3puresleep.com. That's 3puresleep.com, or call 1-800-440-5161 right now.
There are 2 big mistakes you or a family member can make buying Medicare supplement insurance. 1, choosing the wrong plan. There are many choices, and they can be confusing. You need a knowledgeable professional to help select the right plan for you. 2, paying too much. The Medicare benefits of each plan are the same, no matter which insurance company you choose, but the cost can vary tremendously, which is why you need SelectQuote Senior. An experienced SelectQuote professional will carefully explain the pros and cons of each plan. Then, impartially shop a select group of highly rated insurance companies like these to help find your best rate. Get the expertise and savings SelectQuote is known for.
Just call 1-800-314-8306. 1-800-314-8306. SelectQuote Senior. We shop, you save.
Imagine being able to clear your breakouts fast with a revolutionary new acne treatment that's actually good for your skin. Announcing all new Proactive Plus, the combination of acne medicine plus ultra perfecting skincare. Television star Kristen Ritter calls it a miracle.
I love the new Proactive Plus. It's fighting all my breakouts, and my skin is like porcelain.
The results are astonishing. Your skin is not only clear, but smooth and sexy. It's our smartest, fastest, most effective solution ever. And now, new skincare is in every step to balance acne-prone skin with needed hydration and more.
I have to tell you, this is different. Just look at my before and after pictures. That doesn't lie.
So grab your phone and dial the number on your screen now, because today shipping is free. And get 3 free gifts, a $96 value for just $29.95. Call now.
You will love your skin.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. And you get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Spectrum Generations. Live healthy. Live well. Get answers. Get connected. Spectrum Generations, specializing in the art of aging.
And welcome back to Mature Lifestyles with Spectrum Generations. I'm Elizabeth Barron, sitting in for Libby Mitchell, and I'm so excited to welcome you back to this segment of our holiday edition, where we have Cheryle McKenney, who is going to show us another very interesting craft that looks fascinating. Cheryl, can you tell us about what we're about to do?
Yes, we are going to be decoupaging vases for the holidays, and decoupage is a very interesting medium because you can actually decoupage onto anything. I've chosen vases, and then I've gotten a little tin can here that I've decoupaged a holiday Christmas wrapping paper onto.
So that's just wrapping paper?
That's all it is
on
wrapping
a tin can.
on a tin can. That's all it is.
That's beautiful.
Open up your can of vegetables and save the can, and you've got something to use for your vase. And then this is just another one that I've done with also the Christmas wrapping paper onto a vase.
So glass vase?
Glass vase. You can use glass, you can use plastic, you can use plates or tin cans or just about anything that the glue will adhere to you can use. And it's very easy. And it's something that actually anyone can do. And it's nice for people of actually any age to do, older people, younger people. And vases, many of us have vases around the house that we've been given flowers in, and we don't know what to do with them. What do you do with the vase? So save them, and you can use them to decoupage with. And it's a nice thing to be able to do, like especially at Christmas time, because you can use wrapping paper that maybe you've gotten nice gifts and you didn't know what to do. You didn't want to throw the wrapping paper away, so you can use it to decoupage a vase with. I've chosen to do this one with actually a paper. It's called Thai Marble Silk, which is a paper that I've ordered online, and it takes to the glue really well.
So that's called
Thai marble paper, silk paper that you get online, and it's very easy. The glue adheres to it really well, as it does with the wrapping paper.
So is there a way to know how something is going to adhere to a material, or is it just
not that it's a hit or miss, but there's really not any mistakes. That's a beautiful thing about decoupage, is there's no mistake doing this. You just There's very simple supplies. You don't need very much to do. I've started this vase, which I will show you in a moment how to do that on. It's nice, and I've cut the paper already, and you can do the paper in different ways. You can either cut it random or tear it randomly like I've done, or you can cut it if you want a more even image. The snowman paper I did actually cut to give the even image for the product at the end. But this paper I've gotten ready to do on this, and then it's a little bit of a messy project, so you kind of need a wet cloth
to
keep on hand. And another thing too that I like to do is to just take an old towel and put it down on the table first so that you can put your vase on top of that so that any glue or water or anything will just get onto that.
Okay. So we found a wonderful vase that we've decided we want to do this craft with, and we found the paper that we want to use.
And a source for the vases is like thrift stores or yard sales or grandma's attic, any place where there might be vases. You can do this on jars, like if there's a food jar that you like, you can do this onto that.
So mainly you're probably looking for an interesting shape or
exactly.
It's not too special the way it is, but you can dress it up and make it more special.
That's exactly right. And what I use, this is just a mixture of 3/4 Elmer's glue and water. You can also use Mod Podge, which is a nice glue for gluing. But the Elmer's glue works very well. Elmer's glue, it's about 3/4 and a fourth. It's not an exact science, which is what's wonderful about the project, is because you don't need to say, oh, I need to get exactly this much glue and I need this much water in order to make it work. And it's
so is there a consistency that you're looking for?
It's kind of a consistency. You can see it's almost like honey. If you take it up out of a jar, it almost has a consistency like honey.
Perfect. So how do you prepare this glass to put all of this on?
All you do for that is you just take, and it's always important to have some water on hand because your brush, when you're finished with your brush, you need to put it in the water and wash it, otherwise the brush hardens and it's ruined. But if you take proper care of it, it lasts a very long time. You just put a little bit and you dab it into the glue and you just put a little bit like that. You're just painting it on, just like that, a little bit at a time, and you're taking a piece of your paper and you're just going to put it on like that.
This is fabulous. So how did you get interested in decoupage?
I got interested about 4 years ago when I was taking some art lessons at an art studio that I was at, and the lady there, the artist there, had done some vases, and I was intrigued that you can just do these beautiful, beautiful vases with paper. And you can use tissue paper, or you can use newspaper, the comics pages.
Oh, that would be amazing to put something together for like a baby gift or something, for decoration.
For decoration. And once you put that on, what it's nice to do is to just take the cloth, this is a wet cloth, that you just dab it like this. And you basically just keep doing that until the vase is done. Like I said, it's not an exact science. It's very easy to do.
Now, let's say I got started doing this, and all of a sudden I realized that time was starting to go past, and I needed to set it aside. Can I set it aside?
Absolutely, absolutely. I did this top part of this one yesterday, so you can set it aside for as long as you need to. Come back to it. The only thing about the vases that I would caution people about is that you can put water inside, so you can put fresh arrangements inside the vases. It holds water, it's absolutely fine because there's nothing inside that's going to be damaged. However, you can't soak the vase in water, otherwise it'll all be melted off.
So we have to be very careful washing them out after we've used them.
Right, exactly. And you just, sometimes the glue doesn't want to stick as well, so you just put a little bit more on and it's a very relaxing thing to do. I find that whenever I'm doing these, I'm in a very relaxed state of mind.
It seems like a very simple
and it's so simple
fun thing to do on a snowy evening.
Exactly. And like you said, and like I said, you can do it in little bits and pieces, and it's absolutely fine. And it doesn't look like much when you start out, but if you just keep working with it, and if you notice that it's lifting, just use the wet cloth.
Okay.
And it will. And I've done this with tissue paper, or I've done it with Napkins. Napkins come in 3-ply. A lot of times a really good napkin, and they're really pretty ones. You take the first 2 or the under layers off, and then you can use napkin. The only thing you would need to do if you use tissue paper or napkin, if you didn't want the light coming through, you'd have to prime this with a white artist gesso paint or just even a white craft paint so that it would be opaque underneath.
Wow. So
and
there's
that
some
way,
more nuances. You can
exactly.
really get exotic even though what you're showing us here is very simple. Now, I understand you have a class coming up, is
yes,
that right?
There's going to be a class at Spectrum Generations at the Muskie Center in Waterville on December the 8th, and it will be from 1 to 3, and supplies will be included. I'll be bringing in the supplies and a different paper and the glue and everything for people to use.
So all someone would have to do is call Spectrum Generations at the Muskie Center and sign up for your class.
Yes.
And if they're not in the area of the Spectrum Generations at the Muskie Center, then you can call your own area, the Council on Aging, and find out what other programs are going on in your area. This is magnificent. So we've gotten this far.
And then at the end, what you would do when it's finished to this, you would use something like a crystal clear spray to protect it with. And this you would do, of course, in a well-ventilated area.
Oh, okay. Now this is something special that you would get at a craft shop?
You can get this at Walmart or a craft store or Michael's, and it's just a clear acrylic coating that you spray over it. And then after it dries, it's all set. The only other thing to be aware of with these vases is if they're in the sun, they will fade. I found that by trial and error.
Oops.
However, I did one vase and I put it in the sun and I let it fade on all the different sides, and I liked the effect.
Oh, so you did that on purpose, just to create another
I wanted to create a more interesting piece of coloring on the vase. So that's what I did. But it's very easy to do paper. You can use any kind of paper, and it's really nice. Some people like old vintage themes.
Yes.
You can use like an old vintage magazine or a child's book to put on it. I've done these before where I've done like a child's print on it with paper, or you can even use fabric if you want to. And then I put like a little teddy bear down inside and had it hanging out of the vase. So
oh, that's cute. So it sounds like it would be loads of fun to take a class with you and get all of these ideas.
And the ideas keep coming once you start doing it. The only limit is your own imagination.
Oh, that's just amazing. Cheryl, thank you so much. I'm very excited because I'm thinking, I can do this.
Yes, you can. Anyone can. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
That's magnificent. So finding a vase with kind of good bones or something interesting about it, and then finding the paper that you want to just make accents with. This is phenomenal. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for joining us on our holiday edition of Spectrum Generations, Mature Lifestyles. I'm really grateful to have been here today, sitting in for Libby Mitchell, and thanks a lot for letting me come into your home and share these processes, these great crafts with you. Have a happy holiday, and we'll see you around.